This battle is scheduled for one 10-minute round. First, out of the red corner, representing 10th Planet in Cookeville, Tennessee, Michael Bartlett. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Jiu-Jitsu Nation in Smyrna, Tennessee, Jeovany Ortiz. Your referee in the action begins is Barry O'Neill.
Barry O'Neill, our referee for this pro grappling bout. It's one 10-minute round. It's one fall, and if it goes the distance, our referee Barry O'Neill will decide a winner. Bennett in the blue shirt, Ortiz in the black shirt, and we're underway.
You see Ortiz putting pressure on out of the gate. Michael Bartlett pulls guard. Michael Bartlett in the seated position. And a butterfly, he inverts here and ends up on top.
See the length of Ortiz.
Now we'll say this. Oh, here we go. Looking possibly for the Darce choke is Michael Bartlett.
Very nice.
You've really got to watch these guys. Submissions can come out of nowhere. And Bartlett, no, you can see he's caught in the half guard or like a shield there, but in a blink of an eye, he can spin around and take an ankle. Jeovany Ortiz opts to go back to the feet.
What about the long sleeve shirt?
Well, you know, that's the rash guard, you know, and that's part of the wardrobe, if you will, for submission grappling, no-gi competition. Now, that, as I mentioned before, there it is, the leg lock attack. Jeovany Ortiz defending well, slipping his way out. Now there is a leg hamstring cutter, a leg bicep cutter that can happen there, a calf cutter, and so you got to watch that as well. Both men reacting very, very well in this matchup. Now Ortiz back on top again, looking to knee cut pass here. Michael Bartlett responds now underneath front face lock. There are a few submissions here that Jeovany Ortiz can attack. Of course, the guillotine choke, the anaconda choke, and the Darce choke.
It's like Bartlett is very comfortable on the mat.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely a bottom player. Beautiful with that butterfly sweep, and now attacking the legs here. And even though Ortiz has them crossed up, it doesn't mean that Bartlett can't sneak one in. The heel hook, you're still in danger there of all sorts of submissions. So you've got to be very, very cagey when you're in these spots.
You see Ortiz trying to separate the arm, get it loose. Bartlett.
You'll see it's a much more relaxed posture here in submission grappling. Of course, you're not having to take the punches, so you're able to kind of set up your game plan and your strategy here a little slower. Now you see the ankle is being isolated here now by Michael Bartlett. It looks like an Achilles lock, which a lot of times it's kind of a pain compromise. He's not got it kind of locked in, but if their hips are to shift, look for Bartlett to lock on and latch on to that heel hook, which is a dangerous, dangerous move here.
Ortiz was yanking on that arm. He had to let it go.
Ortiz gets out. Beautiful. Beautiful exchanges here. Yeah.
Bartlett wants Ortiz in. Again, one 10-minute round, 170 pounds. Michael Bartlett in the blue. Jeovany Ortiz in the black.
Here we go. And again, here we go. Full mount for Jeovany Ortiz.
Wow.
And I think that the cage kind of played a factor in this. Now he sort of looked like he may have tried for a top position triangle choke. Saw that Michael Bartlett was poised well. Now Bartlett back on top. Beautiful guard work by Jeovany Ortiz. Both men have had their moments in this matchup.
Again, if it goes the distance, our referee Barry O'Neill will determine a winner. What are those factors that he'll be looking for?
I think submission aggression is a big thing. I mean, obviously the position is very important, but in a submission and grappling realm, they prefer you to go after those subs, those attacks. The man that looks to finish the most and has the closest attempts, they're going to be the guys that are scoring here. And here we go, looking for the arm bar is Michael Bartlett. Again, Jeovany Ortiz very poised there. It was able to defend it.
Ortiz willing to go down with Bartlett too when he invites him in.
Yeah, and I sort of feel that Jeovany Ortiz prefers to be on top. He's more of a top player. He's got that cut pass that he's utilizing here, and whereas Michael Bartlett, he's got a great guard, and he's willing to invert and look for submissions from the bottom, get those sweeps, and work from there. So these are two contrasting styles, but they're both very, very beautiful games and game plans.
You mentioned the submission aggression.
Arm drag there to the little sweep. That was a beautiful movement. Michael Bartlett comes right on back up and sits back to guard again.
Bartlett probably more submission aggression so far in this fight.
Yeah, maybe so, but now, you know, Jeovany Ortiz he's making his attacks here and maybe has held stronger positions. You know, he was mounted on top of Michael Bartlett. He does have the rear control here, and so it's going to be up to Mr. O'Neill, Barry O'Neill, the referee, if we go to the end to make that call on who he feels has won the matchup. Of course, Mr. O'Neill trains as well. Now look, you've got Michael Bartlett in full rear mount control. Well, just one move, and he will. If he can get that right arm back around, he will be in a submission position here.
Looking for an arm attack.
Yeah, possibly looking for a triangle as well. If he can slip that left leg up and get that right leg up and around, that could quite possibly be a triangle. Both of these men breathing heavily under the bright lights here at Valor Fights 46. It's a different type of pressure, you know, and a different type of attack than standard Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and submission grappling competition.
Ortiz had the better run the last minute and a half.
Now it is full rear mount control, and this could be scoring some points here in the eyes of our referee, Barry O'Neill. And beautiful work there by Michael Bartlett. He is able to posture back up and get on top. We've got to watch here. I can't tell from this vantage point what sort of attack Ortiz is going for.
See the flexibility of these two guys as well.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times you'll watch and you'll think that these guys are super flexible, when really it's their hip movement. Their hip movement is so good that it allows their body to contort the ways you wouldn't expect, you know. So it's not always flexibility. A lot of times it's ability, you know, it's your technique.
Well, there's flexibility at the hip. Some are more flexible at the hip than some of us.
And much more flexible than your guy walking on the street.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of this has to do with their ability to react and move. Now that looks like an armbar.
Yep.
It's a done deal.
Wow.
Jeovany Ortiz with the submission. That is a huge win here.
How about that? And Casey mentioned it earlier. Those submissions could come lightning quick at any point.
And my estimation, I think that with Michael Bartlett, you can see the flush and red face. You know, I think that he definitely started to wear down there in the later moments of the matchup. And I think you got to take your hats off to both of these guys. They both competed very well here.
No doubt. And Ortiz, hard to know if it would have gone to the scorecards if Ortiz would have continued finishing strong, if he could have gotten the decision from Barry O'Neill as Bartlett was slowing down and Ortiz was coming out strong. But that is not a factor as Ortiz gets the finish. We make it official.
Your referee stops this bout at 8 minutes and 17 seconds. For your winner by way of armbar submission, out of the blue corner, Jeovany Ortiz.